Kamala Harris is as dumb as they come. That's what I have for you today, so on with the show. Kamala Harris accidentally blurts out the real truth about Gaza war while trying to talk tough. Vice President Kamala Harris might have been trying to act tough. She was really tipping the Biden administration's hand. In an interview that aired on Sunday on ABC's This Week, Harris was clearly aiming to up the pressure on Israel Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu to say Israel stay Israel's hand on ending military operation in its war against the terrorist group Hamas. But in the process, she blurted out the real truth about the Hamas war that the Biden administration and the establishment media are ignoring. The foot-and-mouth vice president is discussing the prospect of an Israeli invasion in Rafah, a city at the southern tip of the Gaza Strip, with Hamas terrorists remain held up. Harris, like President Joe Biden, claimed an operation against Hamas will lead to Palestinian civilian casualty, which they consider unacceptable. It would be nice if Hamas considered casualties among Palestinian civilians, women, and children as something to try to be avoided. But they don't. Now, we've all seen Kamala Harris. If you haven't, you know there's nothing clear about her, right? Or the whole Biden administration. So, quote, "We have been clear in every way," Harris told ABC's Rachel Scott, "that any major military operation in Rafah would be a huge mistake." Let me tell you something. I've studied the maps. Understand what I just said. I have studied the maps, Harris said. There's nowhere for these folks to go. Okay, now I'm going to show you a map, and I'm going to show you where Rafah is, and it's going to be right here. And she's saying that there's nowhere for these people to go. Now, if you look everywhere around here, you've got Egypt, and you've got all this area over here in Israel where people can go. But she is saying there's nowhere for these people to go. How? Oh my God. She studied the map. This goes on top of everything else she has done and said, and the stupidity that's come out of this woman's mouth. You know for a fact she wasn't hired because of her brains. Watch this.
Because when we think about the strength of our democracy, you know, I think that there's a duality to the nature of democracy. When it's intact, oh, it's so strong in terms of what it does to uphold and protect individual rights and freedoms. So strong in its nature. And it is very fragile. It will only be as strong as our willingness to fight for it.
So during Women's History Month, we celebrate and we honor the women who made history throughout history, who saw what could be unburdened by what had been. We see the suffragists, the riveters, the marchers, the mothers and sisters and aunts and grandmothers and daughters, all the giants upon whose broad shoulders we stand. For generations, women have continued to make incredible progress in the classroom, in the workplace, in the halls of government. And we are all here, evidence of that progress.
Every election cycle, we talk about this is the most election of our lifetime. Lawrence, this one is. I have been fortunate and blessed to, during the course of being vice president, have many situations where it becomes clear to me that there are, you know, people of every age and gender, by the way, who see something about being the first that lets them know they don't need to be limited by other people's limited understanding of who can do what. And I think that's important. And it relates to all people.
Now you tell me how this woman passed a bar. She's as dumb as a box of rocks. And they want to sit there and talk about Egypt not wanting to put up with the border. And they are worse than we are about their border. And they don't want the terrorists in there. Biden administration and this quit the border czar does nothing about it. And it gets pretty bad whenever, you know, these people are saying we're not letting these people come across our border. But here in the United States, we let everybody. According to the Border Patrol Chief, terrorists may be among the migrants, which we know this for a fact because a few of them have been arrested. Border Patrol Chief Jason Owens is warning that some migrants coming across the border may pose a serious national threat. The smugglers who get illegal immigrants into the United States, he told him, CBS's Face the Nation, dictate what the flow is going to look like, and we respond to it. We try and get out of the front of it and deny them ability to use these areas, he added, but at the end of the day, there's over 1,900 miles of border with Mexico. Him himself say there's a border crisis, but you got Kamala Harris sitting there saying that there's nowhere for these people to go from Rafah. But the point I'm trying to get at is nobody covers this twit, this so-called installed vice president. What she says is she studied the maps and how dumb she makes us look on the world stage compared to Joe Biden's humbling antics, and show you what kind of laughingstock we are on the world stage. This is why this election is so important. I tell you in all my videos, you got to get out and vote. Got to get your friends, your family, your neighbors, everyone out to vote. Got to get these idiots out of there. We cannot do another 4 years. This country is gone if we don't do something about it now. There's so much more I could talk about, but I'm going to save that. I'm going to start some live streaming here. I think I'm going to try to do 5 days a week because I can't get out as much as I want to get out with these videos, to keep them short and sweet and just to get you the talking points out of what's going on with this stupid administration of ours, and to tell you how important it is for you to get out and vote. But let me know what you guys think. Follow me on Rumble at Country Conservative. Share my videos with your friends and family. Get the truth out there. Get them to get out and vote. Like I said earlier, we have to take this country back. If we don't, we are doomed. Like I said, let me know what you guys think. Leave comments and questions below. As soon as I get some more information on this story or many others, I'll get it out to you. So in the meantime, this has been the Country Conservative. I'm Charlie. I'll see you next time.